Hello everyone, and welcome. I apologize for the messy hair and the baggy eyes. I just woke up, so sorry about that in advance, and my dull voice as well. But 1 year after it was originally released, I'm going to be talking about the making of Mischief Night. I did this with Home Movie, I did this with Brad and Dan, and this video is very difficult to film because my dog Nova is licking my hands right now and has been for the entirety of me filming it, so that I guess I'm just gonna have to deal with that. Ooh boy, let's talk about the original plans. Well, I had this idea for this movie way back when, like I want to say 2016. Originally, it was I talked about it with. Originally, it was supposed to come out in 2017. I was gonna make it with Matthew and Joseph, and I think the original plan was Matthew, Joseph, Megan, and Justin, and me. I think that was the original 5 that we had planned. There was supposed to be another character. There was supposed to be 5 characters, not 4, like in the actual movie. I'll get into more why that is, and that also played into shortening it. That's why we had to shorten it. That was one of the reasons we had to shorten it, because we were down a person. So we had to, a lot of the scenes I had planned were just completely out of the question now. The original plan was to be a feature-length movie. We'll get into why that changed in a little bit. It was supposed to be a feature. It was about the same. We kept, you know, the base, the gist of it, but there would be more. It would just be longer. It would be more, I don't want to say drawn out, but it would be more drawn out, and there would be more scenes. Like some scenes we cut short because we just had to. For example, the scene where Megan's hiding in her room, and she gets in there, and then like 2 seconds later, they also break into the room and bring her out. Originally, there would be a whole scene of them trying to break in the door and eventually doing it, but you know, we had to make it, for reasons I'll explain later, we had to make it a short film, and yeah, so that scene got cut. Another original plan that got drastically changed was the ending. The ending itself played out basically how I wanted it to, except at the door where Megan gets killed. That was originally going to be me getting killed because, you know, I'm the director, so you would expect me to make it, bless you, Nova, you would expect me to make it to the end, but then it would be a twist because you wouldn't expect me to die so soon. That got nixed, so yeah. I think that's about it for the original plan. Unlike the Brad and Dan movie, I don't have any footage of the original plan. we filmed in one night in the same location, which in hindsight was a terrible idea. I don't know why I thought it would be a good idea. The reason I did it was because I didn't want to have to go through the trouble of telling everyone, making everyone manage the clothing to make sure it matched over the course of however many days we would film. But I figured out that's better than filming in one night. The reason is because 2 people no-showed, said they couldn't come, and I don't blame them, you know. So I had to find a replacement. Luckily, Dylan had a friend who was willing to do it, and yeah, and he basically was the 4th man, and that's why we were down 1 person, and that's basically the reason we had to shorten it. Another shitty decision I made was to say we only needed 5 people, to not get any cameraman or anything behind the scenes, or just an understudy in case, you know, someone no-showed. I told I remember telling a lot of people, no, we have 5 people, I don't want any more. That was a mistake, obviously, because 2 people no-showed. And even if they didn't, it would have been better to have people helping behind the scenes, because I remember after every scene, I had to move the lights, get the camera right, and you know, it was a pain in the ass. So it would have been better to have more people. That was a shitty decision. But as far as the process goes, most of the movie was filmed in the early night. The last part of the movie was filmed closer to sunrise. And the very end, where I'm walking out of the house, was filmed, I can't remember if it was filmed earlier or later, but it was filmed at a completely different time. I remember putting on, I had the white shirt with blood on it. I remember putting on my old, dirty, blood-stained shirt, and it was disgusting, but I did it. But yeah, so it was after that, it must have been. But yeah, it was filmed at a totally different time. Yeah, there was a big gap in between the scene where Megan dies and the actual ending. I think me, Dylan, and Matthew just fucked around for however long. This is where we watched the ABCs of Death. We walked like a mile or 2 miles to a gas station, I think, at the same time. And while we were doing that, we left a pizza in the oven, and when we got back, it was burnt to shit. Oh no, we had turned the oven off, and it was, yeah, because we didn't want the house to burn down. I think we turned it off, because we were only planning to walk a little ways, but then it just kept... So the basic plot of the movie is that 2 robbers try to rob a house, but are followed in by 2 murderers that are trying to kill them. I thought of this idea a while ago. It would be slightly more expanded on in the original plan, because I would have a whole scene of all the robbers. Originally it was supposed to be 3 robbers, and they would have a scene talking where they would think about calling the cops, but they couldn't because they were, you know, robbing the place. And there would be more explanation as to why they couldn't get out of the house, because in the film as it is, it's like they could get out at any time, really, which, I mean, is a problem, would have been a problem in the original movie, but I would have done more to show that every time they try and get out, one of the murderers is there to stop them. So that would have been more expanded on. I'll just do the video like this, I guess. Yeah, there were more scenes. I think there was also a scene, the scene where I'm hiding in the kitchen would have been longer. The basic idea was that the red murderer, the murderer wearing a red hoodie, or not hoodie, ski mask, was the more vicious one. and the blue one was just sort of going along with it. And the ending was that the blue one would turn on the red one, and that in the original plan that would have been more, established, I guess. There was a whole scene, that whole scene where the red one's arguing with the blue one. I'm just gonna call them red and blue. When red is arguing with blue, I think that's the names I gave him in the actual movie, but my battery's running low right now, so I have to fucking hurry up. Yeah, that scene was much longer. That's pretty much it. I'm just talking about what was going to happen, but that's the basic plot. Oh, and this would have been more explained. Well, I guess not more explained. Why my character just for no reason killed the blue one, even though blue had just saved my life. That would have, I guess, been set up in the other ones. In the other older version, when one of the characters died, the character we had to scrap, he would tell, not my character, but the character who lived, because remember I was supposed to die, to like driving home that they hate these people, and that's why he does it. Is that, the whole point of the movie. I don't want to get into like the themes I had planned because it sound pretentious, but I did have themes in mind, and that was going with the theme, really. I don't know if that came across at all. It probably didn't because it was so short. Okay, gotta make this quick. Context. I don't know what the fuck this means. I just wrote down like what I had to talk about, and I wrote down context. I don't know what that means, really. So I'm just not gonna talk about it. I'm gonna skip it. What did I think of this movie as a movie? Well, it sucked. All of my movies suck. I'd rate it second best, but that's not saying much because Brad and Dan is just a flaming pile of horse shit. My fucking camera's on its last legs right now, but I think this movie was good. It looked better. It looked fine. It was an improvement visually, I think. Not much to say about it. It was fine. If it wasn't my movie and I was just seeing it, I would probably be harsher. It's about on par with home movie, I think, but I'd say home movie's better just because I have more personal, I guess, sentimentality for it. But that's about it. Thank you for watching. My phone's about to fucking die, so sorry if this seems a little rushed. But thank you for watching, and thank you for watching Mischief Night. I'll link it in the end card probably, so if you want to watch it, go watch it again, or for the first time. Whatever. I need to fucking go because my camera's dying. My dog wants me to go as well, so I will see you later.
Wait, are y'all gonna walk in the house or no?
Okay, tell me when you're ready. Oh fuck, let me get that again. I wasn't as focused on your face.
So I'm gonna be looking at y'all, and then you're gonna like, whoa.
I guess yeah, I guess we could push you.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I want to be like right here, and you're always like trying to push me.
Well, you're gonna be doing the thing you do with the door.
Oh wait, I already like saw y'all. I'm like that, and then you're gonna push me, so I'm gonna be like. Jesus Christ! I tried to like push my weight back as much as I can.
shit.
Already.
Okay.
That looked pretty cool.
Yeah, that's good.
Nathan, settle this. Is this Apocalypse from X-Men?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, well he was thicker.
Emma, where the fuck? Come on.
Okay, maybe don't.
Where the fuck did I go? My glove actually ripped. Fuck.
Alrighty.
Okay, that was pretty bad.
Just gonna like,
I think I'm really warm.
just gonna like, you know.
Oh jeez.
That's a big ass teddy bear.
Oh my god.
That is.
That actually hurt.
Damn.
Wait, do I say do it?
Oh my god, I was getting into it.
I was getting into it.
He dead.
You're not selling it, Nathan. You gotta be like,
I'm not selling it.
Do it! Do it!
That wasn't good. Do it. Okay. Okay. So. All right. Action. Okay, that's not no good because she's smiling.
I just like.
I don't know what to say.
Where'd she go? You're sitting where she was.
Sound in my hand.
Shit, I'm trying to get a shot. I want to get a shot of the knife falling. I'll zoom in on that.
Okay, let me see the one where Dylan got hit.
Hold on, I need a.
Come to me.
Revive me.
Don't question my authority again.
What?
What did I tell you? You need to do what I say. You understand?
Yeah.
You
Let's
need
do
to go
that
get her.
again.
You need to go
Let's
get
do
her
that
now.
again. He was laughing.
Why?
Action. Oh God.
I'd be so pissed.
I'm so pissed if I try to have a kid in 10 years and I can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, bro, they
go. Just beat the shit out of me.
Wait, but I-
fucking dog.
But I can't get in it. Like I want to.
Motherfucker! You killed my friend.
The dogs.
Dylan, are you okay? You look like you raped him. You look like you raped him. Okay, Dylan, what do you think about this movie?
Okay.
Interviews, anybody?
I thought I was coming here to get my dick wet.